I love this question so much. The number one way to increase your wealth is through home ownership, okay? And I am all for creative ways for our residents, our everyone to have the ability to own a home and own a property. So I'm all for getting creative here, whether it's a tiny home community, whether it's more fourplexes or triplexes or duplexes, whatever we can do to increase our residents' wealth, I am all for it.
We need to keep the cost of living in Faribault more affordable. It's the main reason why I moved here versus the suburbs of the Twin Cities, was just the affordability. Real estate, sales, property taxes, home buying programs, affordability, and education. They're all tied to home ownership opportunities. Local resources need to supply local demand. Job opportunities and income requirements need to be met in order to promote sustainability. Let's not forget hard work and determination. I bought my first house when I was 20 years old. I had to work 2 jobs to do it, but it paid off. The hard work paid off. Today there are more resources available than there was 30 years ago. And if I can do it, others can succeed as well. It's currently Twin Oaks, the north end of Faribault, is a new development that's currently, I guess, in the works. There's 20 buildable lots there. The city also has around roughly 100 buildable lots still within its entity. So there's a lot of opportunity. It doesn't include the current homes for sale and the listings on the MLS database. There's many opportunities for home ownership, and I encourage people to look into that.
Faribault, like many communities, faces challenges regarding housing needs, including affordability, availability, and suitability for diverse populations. To inspire more homeownership opportunities, here are some things I came up with. Incentives for developers, community partnership, collaborating with local organizations to offer workshops on home buying, financial literacy, credit repair, just making the path to home ownership clearer and more attainable. Down payment assistance programs, zoning reforms, promote local employment within the community, and focusing on infrastructure. By addressing these areas, Faribault can create a more inclusive housing market that supports homeownership for a broader segment of our population.
Housing has been a big issue, not only in our small community, but just nationwide. It's been a big issue for years. Early on in my council term, I think I was in my first term, I asked the finance director or the economic development director to research if any other communities had used tax abatement on new building for a home. And she researched that, and she found that while some communities had tried tax abatement on new construction homes, that it really wasn't successful. So we've got to continuously explore different ways to help make homeownership available, affordable, and successful in Faribault. We have hundreds of lots, and I'm not exaggerating. We probably have 200 vacant lots already platted in town that investors and developers and contractors have sat on for years and years and years. So the city cannot go out, purchase a block of land, divide it up into plattable plots, and give them away for free. That just would not work in our system because, again, we've got the investors and developers that have these lots that are available. What we have to do is we have to get creative and figure out ways to make the first purchase of a home affordable. And we do that in many ways. Some ways is by bringing in apartments and having older people or people that just want to downsize, move out of their existing homes into those new apartments, and thus creating homeownership opportunities for more of a starter home situation. I know a lot of communities are trying down payment assistance, and the thing I worry about with down payment assistance is it just increasing the profits for the developers, or is it truly lowering the cost of homeownership for the citizens. And I believe that's left in limbo right now. I'm not sure how it's working in other parts. So before the city were to just make a block of money available for down payment financing, which again is an option, I'd really want to study that. So I think what we have to do is continue down the path of attracting developers, developing housing of any kind, whether it's apartments or modular home tracts, or I've had the idea since my first year in City Council, I've always wanted to see a small home development where the lot sizes could be smaller, the home sizes would be smaller, and they would have limitations on how large they could be, how many garage stalls they could be. And I always thought that that would provide a very, very good development for both seniors, retired that are downsizing, and for new couples or new singles that are making their first purchase, because the homes would be smaller, they'd be more affordable, it would be more of a community. I always want to see this small home development right off of a bike path, for example, so it would be easy to commute. And I think a small home development would have also built-in storage units, because again of the limitation on garage sizes and stuff. They would have built-in storage units on one side so that families could store their bikes, their canoes, their kayaks, their motorcycles, whatever it is. But I think we have to continue to look at all different types of home ownership, what that means to people, and how we can get that first step into home ownership. Because once people are in home ownership, it starts to build generational wealth, and then you can either choose to move up in home ownership, or you can stay in the same home for years and years, pay it off, and have general wealth that way. So the key is getting people in as first-time buyers and then letting them continue on from there.